Dr. Kang Minho stared at the massive screens in the Seoul Deep Space Communication Center. The readings made no sense. 3 enormous objects were moving toward Earth from the edge of the solar system. Each one was bigger than anything humans had ever built. "Are you sure these readings are correct?" he asked his colleague, Dr. Park Sola, who was running calculations on her computer. "I have checked them 5 times, she replied, her voice tight with worry. "These ships are real. They are coming straight for us." Captain Lee Junho walked into the control room. His military uniform was crisp and his expression was serious. He had been called from the Earth Defense Force headquarters when the first signals appeared. "What do we know about them?" he asked. Dr. Park Sola pulled up more data on her screen. "They are using energy sources we have never seen before. Their ships are made from materials that do not match anything in our databases. And Captain, they are sending us messages." The main screen flickered and changed. Strange symbols appeared, then shifted into broken English words. The voice that came through the speakers was deep and cold. "Primitive beings of the 3rd planet. We are the Valerian Empire. We have traveled across many star systems. We have brought order to 12 worlds. Now we come to you." Dr. Kang Minho felt his heart pound. This was really happening. Aliens were talking to Earth. The voice continued. "We have studied your world. You are weak. Your technology is simple. Your weapons are basic. We classify you as Category 3 pre-industrial. You will surrender to us." Captain Lee Junho stepped forward. "Can we respond to them?" "Yes," Dr. Park Sola said. "But I do not think they want to have a conversation." The alien voice spoke again. "You have 2 choices. Become part of our empire and serve us. Or we will use gentle correction to make you obey. We give you 30 of your days to decide." Suddenly, every screen in the room went black. Then they came back online, but all the satellite feeds were gone. Dr. Kang Minho ran to his communication station. "All our satellites are down," he said. "Every single one. They just turned them off somehow." Through the windows they could see explosions in the distance. Captain Lee Junho grabbed his radio. "Command, this is Lee Junho. What is happening out there?" The radio crackled with panicked voices. "Sir, our military bases are under attack, but there are no enemy ships in sight. The attacks are coming from space. Precise energy beams are hitting our weapons. No casualties reported, but all our major defense systems are disabled." Dr. Park Sola was working frantically at her computer. "I am picking up their internal communications. They are not even trying to hide them." She put the alien conversations through the translation software. The voices that came out were casual, almost bored. "Commander Thakmore, the energy weapon demonstration is complete. Their primitive defense systems are neutralized." "Good. Any resistance from the natives?" "None, Commander. They seem confused. Their reaction time is very slow. Just as expected, from a Category 3 species." "How long do you estimate before they surrender?" "Based on previous subjugations, Commander, I would say 15 days maximum. Possibly sooner. These humans appear even more primitive than the Zelians we conquered last year." Dr. Kang Minho felt anger rising in his chest. These aliens thought humans were stupid. They thought Earth would just give up. Captain Lee Junho was getting more reports on his radio. "Sir, they hit 12 military bases around the world. All precise strikes. They destroyed our weapons but left our personnel unharmed. It is like they are showing us how easily they could kill us if they wanted to." Commander Thakmore's voice came through the intercepted communications again. "Begin standard psychological pressure. Show them recordings of our previous conquests. Let them see what happens to worlds that resist the Valerian Empire." New images appeared on the screens around the room. They showed alien worlds with beautiful cities. Then the images changed to show those same cities in ruins, burning buildings, destroyed monuments, people working in what looked like slave camps. The alien narrator's voice was calm. "These worlds chose to resist us. They believed their primitive weapons could challenge Valerian technology. They were wrong, but we are merciful. Those who survive now serve the Empire. They have learned to be grateful for our guidance." Dr. Park Sola was studying more intercepted data. Minho, look at this. They have detailed files on every world they have conquered. Always the same pattern. They demand surrender. Most worlds give up immediately. The few that fight never last more than a few days. What kind of weapons do these other worlds use? Captain Lee Junho asked. Dr. Park Sola scrolled through the data. Energy weapons mostly. Plasma cannons, laser arrays, force field generators, all very advanced technology. She paused. But Junho, I do not see any kinetic weapons in their files. What do you mean? I mean bullets, missiles, explosives, chemical weapons, nuclear weapons. The aliens call our weapons crude projectile throwers and primitive fusion toys. I do not think they understand how our weapons work. Dr. Kang Minho was reading more of the intercepted intelligence reports. Look at this. They think our nuclear weapons are just big energy blasts. They have no idea about radiation or fallout, and they keep calling our military Stone Age warriors with metal sticks. The alien communications continued. Commander Thakmor was talking to his officers about Earth's response. The humans are broadcasting messages about unity and resistance. Very predictable. All primitive species do this. They will realize how hopeless their situation is soon enough. Should we demonstrate more of our power, Commander? No need. The satellite disruption and base neutralizations are sufficient. These humans will surrender within days. Their technology is so backward they probably think our ships are magic. Why? Lee Junho was listening to everything with growing anger. They really think we are that stupid. Dr. Park Sola nodded. According to their classification system, we should not even have space travel yet. They think our rockets are barely functional. They have no idea we have been to the moon or built space stations. What about our nuclear weapons? They detected them, but they think they are just large energy bombs. Their reports say our fusion toys are too small and inefficient to threaten their ship armor. Dr. Kang Minho stood up from his station. We need to contact the United Nations immediately, and every military leader on Earth. These aliens have made a big mistake. What mistake? Captain Lee Junho asked. They think they know everything about us, but they do not understand humans at all. They have conquered worlds that fight like them. Energy weapons against energy weapons. Their ships are built to fight that kind of war. Dr. Park Sola understood what he meant. But our weapons work completely differently. Exactly. They have shields that stop energy beams, armor that deflects plasma. But what happens when a kinetic projectile hits their hull at high speed? Captain Lee Junho smiled for the first time since the aliens arrived. It goes right through their shields like they are not even there. The intercepted communications continued. The aliens were already planning how to divide up Earth's resources. They talked about which humans would make good workers and which cities they wanted to keep intact. They discussed Earth like it was already conquered. Commander Thakmor's final transmission of the day was full of confidence. Begin preparations for the correction fleet. 200 ships should be more than enough for this primitive world. Schedule departure in 25 days. The humans will either surrender before we arrive, or we will demonstrate why the Valerian Empire rules 12 star systems. As the alien signals faded, Dr. Kang Minho looked at his colleagues. The aliens had given Earth 30 days to surrender. They thought humans would spend those days in fear and despair. They were wrong. Get me a direct line to the president, Dr. Kang Minho said. We have work to do. Outside the windows of the Seoul Communication Center, the lights of the city glowed in the darkness. Earth looked peaceful and quiet. The aliens in their massive ships probably thought the planet was already beaten. They had no idea that they had just woken up the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The war was about to begin. The United Nations Emergency Council meeting room was packed with world leaders, military commanders, and scientists. Dr. Kang Minho stood at the front, pointing at the massive display screen showing alien ship designs. The Valerians have never faced kinetic weapons, he explained to the room full of tense faces. Their shields are designed to stop energy beams. Their armor deflects plasma bolts, but a simple bullet traveling at high speed will punch right through both. President Chen leaned forward in her chair. Are you certain about this assessment, Doctor? Dr. Park Sola stepped up beside her colleague. We have analyzed hours of their communications. They call our weapons primitive projectile throwers. They do not understand how explosive chemical reactions work. They think our missiles are just flying energy devices. General Kim Tae-wan, the highest-ranking military officer in the room, studied the alien ship blueprints. What about their numbers? Our intelligence suggests they have thousands of ships across their empire. Captain Lee Junho, now promoted to admiral after the first contact incident, answered, Sir, they are only sending 200 ships to conquer Earth. They believe that is more than enough to defeat our entire planet. The room buzzed with angry voices. The aliens thought so little of humanity that they were barely trying. Gentlemen, ladies, President Chen called for order. What are you proposing? Dr. Kang Minho clicked to the next slide. Project Thunder. We use the next 24 days to prepare a defense that the aliens cannot imagine. We combine human weapons technology with whatever we can learn from their captured scout ship debris. Engineer. Park Hyunwoo, who had been studying the alien wreckage for 3 days, stood up. I have found their weakness. Their entire technology depends on crystalline power cores. These crystals are very sensitive to electromagnetic pulses. One EMP burst can disable their entire ship. Admiral Lee Junho nodded. We modify our existing weapons. Railguns can fire projectiles faster than anything they have seen. Nuclear missiles can carry both explosive and EMP warheads. Our fighter jets are small and fast enough to avoid their targeting systems. Dr. Choi Minji, the weapons specialist, had been working around the clock since the aliens arrived. I have been developing new ammunition types, depleted uranium rounds that can penetrate any known armor, chemical explosive rounds that create chain reactions. Even simple steel bullets will work if we fire enough of them. President Chen looked around the room. What do our submarine forces bring to this fight? Commander Nam Saiwon had been quiet, until now. Madam President, our submarines are invisible to their sensors. They scan for energy signatures and metal ship hulls. But our nuclear submarines can launch modified missiles from underwater positions they will never detect. The planning session continued for 6 hours. Each military branch contributed ideas that the aliens would never expect. Air Force pilot Yoon Ji-won explained how human fighter tactics could confuse alien computers. Their battle records show they fight in organized formations, she said. Ship-to-ship combat with predictable patterns. But our pilots train for chaos. We can attack from any angle, change tactics instantly, and coordinate in ways their computers cannot calculate. Dr. Bae Yoonji had been working on communication intercepts and cyber warfare. I have created computer viruses that can spread through their network systems. They use quantum communication links between all their ships. If we can infect one ship, the virus will spread to their entire fleet. General Kim Tae-wan was impressed by the ideas but concerned about timing. Can we really prepare all of this in 3 weeks? We have to, President Chen said firmly. The entire world is mobilizing. Every factory, every research center, every military base. We are not just preparing to defend Earth. We are preparing to show these aliens that they made the biggest mistake in galactic history. Over the following days, Earth transformed into a massive war machine. Weapons factories worked around the clock. Scientists reverse-engineered alien technology, while engineers designed new weapon systems. Park Hyunwoo led teams that built EMP devices from salvaged alien crystals. The electromagnetic pulse generators were more powerful than anything humans had created before. Dr. Choi Minji supervised the production of millions of rounds of specialized ammunition. Armor-piercing bullets, explosive shells, and chemical weapons that could disable alien life support systems. Admiral Lee Junho coordinated with naval forces worldwide. Nuclear submarines moved to hidden positions throughout the oceans. Surface, ships loaded with modified missiles took positions near major population centers. Commander Nam Si-won worked with his submarine crews to develop new attack methods. They practiced launching missiles from underwater while remaining completely hidden from alien sensors. Pilot Yoon Ji-won trained fighter squadrons in tactics that broke every rule of traditional air combat. Random attack patterns, impossible maneuvers, and coordination methods that relied on human intuition. rather than computer calculations. Dr. Bei Yunji fine-tuned her cyber warfare programs. The viruses were designed to turn alien computers against each other, creating confusion and disabling their coordination systems. Meanwhile, the aliens remained completely confident. Intercepted communications showed Commander Thakmor preparing his correction fleet with casual efficiency. The human surrender broadcasts have stopped, one alien officer reported. Expected behavior, Commander Thakmor replied. They are probably trying to organize some kind of desperate resistance, standard procedure for primitive species. It will make no difference. Should we increase the fleet size, Commander? 200 ships are already excessive for this operation. These humans have never seen real warfare. Their weapons cannot even damage our hull plating. Dr. Kang Minho listened to these conversations with growing satisfaction. The aliens were so sure of their superiority that they refused to consider any other possibility. Dr. Park Sola discovered more details about Valerian military doctrine. They have been fighting the same way for over 1,000 years. Energy weapons at long range, shield-to-shield combat, victory through technological superiority. They have never adapted because they never needed to. What happens when they face an enemy that fights completely differently? Admiral Lee Junho asked. They lose, she answered simply. As the deadline approached, Earth's preparations reached their final stages. Hidden weapon batteries were positioned throughout the solar system. Asteroid mines were loaded with nuclear devices. Fighter squadrons practiced attack runs that would confuse any computer targeting system. The most important preparation was psychological. Humanity had spent weeks studying alien psychology, learning their weaknesses and blind spots. The Valerians expected fear and submission. They would face fury and determination instead. Commander Nam Siwan reported from his submarine command post in the Pacific Ocean. All underwater positions are ready. The aliens have no idea we can launch attacks from beneath the sea, pilot Yoon Ji-won confirmed from her airbase. Fighter wings are prepared for immediate launch. Our tactics are unlike anything in their battle computer databases. Dr. Choi Minji finished loading the last of her specialized ammunition. Weapon systems are ready, every bullet designed to exploit their weaknesses. Engineer Park Hyun-woo activated the final EMP devices. Electromagnetic pulse weapons are positioned and ready for activation. Dr. Bai Yunji prepared to launch her cyber warfare attack. Computer viruses are ready for transmission. Their communication systems will become our weapons. On the final day, President Chen addressed the world. The aliens believe we are primitive and weak. They think we will surrender without a fight. They have studied 12 worlds and defeated them all, but they have never studied humanity. Dr. Kang Minho watched the alien fleet approach the edge of the solar system. 200 massive ships moving in perfect formation. Commander Thakmor was so confident that he was not even trying to hide his approach. The aliens expected to find a defeated world begging for mercy. Instead, they were about to discover what happened when someone underestimated the human species. The trap was set. Earth was ready for war. Commander Thakmor stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching Earth grow larger on the main screen. Behind him, 200 Valerian ships moved in perfect formation. Each ship was massive, bristling with energy weapons and protected by shields that had never been penetrated. "Standard approach, Commander?" asked his weapons officer. "Yes," Thakmor replied casually. "Maintain parade formation. Let the humans see our full strength before they surrender. This will be over quickly." The Valerian fleet passed Jupiter's orbit without any concern. Their sensors showed only standard human defensive positions around Earth. A few space stations, some primitive satellites, and what appeared to be abandoned military installations. "The humans are not even trying to fight," one officer observed. "As expected," Commander Thakmor said. "They know resistance is hopeless." Hidden among Jupiter's moons, Lieutenant Colonel Park Dong-hyun watched the alien fleet approach. He commanded the first line of Earth's real defense. Around him, dozens of modified asteroids drifted silently in space. "All units, this is Thunder 1, he whispered into his radio. "Targets are in the kill zone. Prepare for simultaneous detonation. The asteroids looked natural from a distance, but inside each one, human engineers had built something the aliens could never expect. Nuclear warheads combined with kinetic boosters, turning space rocks into massive projectile weapons. Fire! Park Dong-hyun ordered. 50 asteroids exploded simultaneously, but these were not normal explosions. The nuclear reactions launched chunks of dense metal and rock at incredible speeds directly into the alien formation. Commander Thakmor's confident expression changed to shock as his ship's alarms began screaming. "Shields are not stopping the projectiles," his weapons officer shouted. "Kinetic impacts are penetrating hull armor. We have multiple ships with critical damage." Thakmor could not understand what was happening. "Impossible. These are just rocks and metal fragments." "Sir, the humans have weaponized natural objects. They are using nuclear explosions to launch kinetic projectiles at us." More alarms filled the bridge as Earth's second surprise began. Captain Yoon Ji-won led her fighter squadron from hidden positions behind Saturn's rings. Her modified jets were tiny compared to alien ships, but they carried weapons designed specifically to exploit Valerian weaknesses. "Lightning Squadron, attack pattern chaos," she transmitted to her pilots. "Random approach vectors, no predictable formations." Her fighters scattered in all directions, confusing the alien targeting computers. Valerian weapons were designed to track energy signatures and large targets. The small, fast human fighters seemed to appear and disappear randomly. Yoon Ji-won fired her first railgun burst directly into an alien ship's hull. The metal projectiles passed through the energy shields like they were not there, punching holes in armor that had never been damaged before. "Their shields are useless against kinetic weapons," she reported. "Repeat, alien shields do not stop bullets." Commander Thakmor watched in disbelief as his perfect formation fell apart. "How are such primitive fighters damaging our ships?" From Earth's surface, General Kim Tae-won coordinated the planet's hidden weapons. Railgun batteries that had been disguised as communication towers began firing. Massive metal projectiles launched from Earth's gravity well, accelerating to incredible speeds as they climbed toward the alien fleet. "Surface batteries are firing," he reported to Admiral Lee Jun-ho. "Kinetic rounds are on target." Dr. Choi Min-ji's EMP weapons activated next. The electromagnetic pulse devices, built from captured alien crystals, sent waves of energy that disrupted the Valerians' own power systems. "Their ships are losing power," she announced. "The EMP bursts are overloading their crystal cores exactly as predicted." Commander Nam Si-won's submarine fleet chose this moment for their surprise attack. From positions deep in Earth's oceans, modified submarines launched missiles that the aliens could not detect until it was too late. "Underwater launch successful," Nam Si-won reported. "Missiles are climbing to orbit. Alien sensors cannot track our launch positions." The submarines had been completely invisible to Valerian technology. The aliens scanned for spaceship signatures and energy weapons. They never imagined that attacks could come from beneath the sea. Commander Thakmor's ship shook as another kinetic round punched through his shields. Damage report. Hull breaches on decks 12 through 15. Shield generators are overloading from electromagnetic interference. "Sir, our shields are not designed for this type of warfare." "What type of warfare?" "Kinetic projectile attacks, sir. The humans are firing solid objects at high velocity. Our energy shields cannot deflect physical matter moving at these speeds." Engineer Park Hyun-woo watched his cyber warfare virus spread through the alien communication network. The virus had been hidden in the EMP bursts, designed to look like natural electromagnetic interference. "Virus deployment is successful," he reported. "Alien ship computers are being infected through their own communication systems." The virus worked exactly as planned. Alien computers began receiving false information, incorrect targeting data, and contradictory commands. Ships that should have been coordinating their defense instead began interfering with each other. Dr. Bae Yoonji monitored the alien communications as confusion spread through their fleet. "Their coordination is breaking down. Ship commanders are receiving conflicting orders from their own computers." Commander Thakmor tried to restore order to his fleet, but nothing worked as expected. "All ships, fall back to defensive positions. But the retreat order was intercepted by the human virus and changed to an attack command. Half his ships received orders to advance, while the other half tried to retreat. The perfect Valerian formation became a chaotic mess. "Sir, our own computers are giving us wrong information," his communications officer reported. "I cannot determine which orders are real." Captain Yunjiwan's fighters continued their unpredictable attacks. Her squadron had been trained to ignore computers and rely on human instincts. While alien ships struggled with infected systems, human pilots adapted their tactics in real time. "Their big ships cannot hit us," she reported. "We are too small and too random for their targeting systems." Lieutenant Colonel Park Dong-yun activated his second wave of asteroid mines. These were positioned closer to Earth, hidden among the planet's natural satellite debris. More kinetic explosions sent projectiles into the alien fleet from unexpected angles. The Valerian ships found themselves under attack from every direction, above, below, and from the sides. Kinetic weapons that their technology could not stop. Computer viruses that turned their own systems against them, and fighter tactics that made no sense to their battle computers. Commander Thakmor realized his fleet was being destroyed by weapons he had never imagined. "How are these primitive humans doing this to us?" "Sir, I recommend immediate retreat," his tactical officer suggested. "Agreed. All ships full retreat. Exit the solar system immediately." But even the retreat became a disaster. The computer virus had spread to navigation systems. Ships that tried to retreat found their computers sending them in wrong directions. Some ships collided with others as false navigation data led them into each other's paths. General Kim Taewon watched the alien fleet's desperate attempts to escape. "They are running. The great Valerian Empire is running from Earth." Admiral Lee Junho coordinated the final attacks as alien ships tried to flee. "Continue firing until they leave our solar system. Make sure they understand the price of underestimating humanity." Commander Nam Siwan's submarines launched their final missiles. Surface strikes complete. All underwater positions remain hidden and ready for further orders. Dr. Choi Minji monitored the battle results. Alien casualties are at 60%. Their surviving ships are badly damaged and fleeing as fast as possible. Commander Thakmor's flagship limped away from Earth with massive hull damage. Around him, the proud Valerian correction fleet was scattered and broken. Ships that had never been damaged were now leaking atmosphere and struggling to maintain power. "Prepare a report for High Command," he ordered. "Tell them we need to completely reassess human military capabilities." "What should I report about? Their weapons, sir?" Thakmor looked at the tactical display showing his ruined fleet. "Tell them the humans fight like nothing we have ever encountered. Their weapons ignore our defenses. Their tactics make no sense, and they turn our own technology against us." As the alien survivors fled beyond Pluto's orbit, Earth's defenders celebrated their victory. But they all knew this was just the beginning. Dr. Kang Minho watched the retreating alien ships. "They will be back, and they will bring more ships. Next time." Dr. Park Sola nodded. "But now they know we are not primitive. They will have to take us seriously." Admiral Lee Junho studied the battle reports. "Good. When they return, they will find out that this was just our first surprise." The galaxy was about to learn that underestimating humanity was the most dangerous mistake any species could make. News of the Valerian defeat spread across the galaxy faster than light itself. On the Valerian homeworld, High Commander Velnash read Commander Thakmor's battle report 3 times before believing it. "A primitive world destroyed 60% of our correction fleet?" he asked his Council of War. "Yes, sir. Commander Thakmor's surviving ships confirm the report. The humans use weapons we have never encountered. Kinetic projectiles that ignore our shields. Chemical explosives that damage our hull materials, and computer warfare that turns our own systems against us." Velnash slammed his fist on the command table. "Impossible. No Category 3 species has ever defeated Valerian technology. There must be another explanation." Admiral Koltar, his chief military advisor, showed the Council recorded battle footage from surviving ships. "See for yourself, High Commander. These humans fight unlike any species we have conquered. The footage showed human fighters moving in chaotic patterns that confused Valyrian targeting systems, kinetic weapons punching through energy shields like paper, and most shocking of all, Valyrian ships receiving false commands from their own computers. "How many ships do we have available for a full war fleet?" Belnash demanded. 2,000 ships, sir, the largest fleet we have ever assembled. Deploy, all of them. These humans will learn why the Valyrian Empire controls 12 star systems. On Earth, the brief victory had given humanity time to analyze captured alien technology more thoroughly. Dr. Kang Minho led teams of scientists who worked around the clock to understand Valyrian weaknesses. Their technology is more advanced than ours, he explained to President Chen. But it is also more limited. They have focused on energy weapons for so long that they never developed defenses against physical attacks. Dr. Park Sola had been studying Valyrian biology from captured ship samples. "I have found something interesting. Their respiratory systems are very sensitive to certain chemical compounds. Substances that are harmless to humans could disable entire alien crews." President Chen looked at the military reports covering her desk. "What are our capabilities if they return with a larger force?" Admiral Lee Junho, recently promoted after the first battle, presented the latest military assessments. "We have been preparing, Madam President. Every nation on Earth is contributing to our defense. We are not the same species that the aliens first encountered. The transformation of Earth over the past weeks had been remarkable. Factories that once built cars now produced weapons. Research centers focused on alien technology. Military bases expanded to handle new types of warfare. General Kim Tae-won supervised the construction of massive railgun installations. These weapons could launch projectiles from Earth's surface to anywhere in the solar system. Each gun can fire 1,000 rounds per minute. The projectiles travel at speeds that make them impossible to intercept. Captain Yoon Ji-won had been promoted to lead the Earth Space Fighter Command. "We now have 5,000 modified fighters ready for combat. Each one is equipped with weapons specifically designed to exploit alien weaknesses." Engineer Park Hyun-woo worked with teams from every nation to build hybrid human-alien weapons. "We are combining their energy technology with our kinetic weapons. The result is more powerful than either system alone." Dr. Choi Min-ji had created new types of ammunition that were specifically designed to damage Valyrian ships. Explosive rounds that create chain reactions in their hull materials, chemical rounds that disable their life support systems, and EMP rounds that overload their power cores. Commander Nam Siwon coordinated submarine fleets that now included vessels from every major navy on Earth. "We have positioned nuclear submarines throughout all the world's oceans. The aliens still cannot detect underwater launches." Dr. Bae Yoonji had developed even more sophisticated cyber warfare tools. "Our new computer viruses can adapt to alien countermeasures. They learn from each attack and become more effective." The most important development was the change in human psychology. The species that aliens had dismissed as primitive now understood they were fighting for survival against a galactic empire. Military historian Colonel Lim Young-ho studied human warfare throughout history. "Other species fight according to rules and traditions, but humans adapt constantly. We change our tactics based on what works. This flexibility is our greatest advantage." "What do you mean?" President Chen asked. "The Valyrians have been fighting the same way for centuries. Energy weapons at long range, ship formations that never change, victory through superior technology. They cannot adapt because they have never needed to." Dr. Kang Minho understood the implications. "But humans have spent our entire history fighting each other. We have developed every possible type of warfare. Now we can use all of that knowledge against the aliens." The preparations continued at an incredible pace. Earth's entire industrial capacity focused on war production. Scientists worked with engineers to create weapons that combined human creativity with alien technology. Dr. Park Sola discovered that human chemical weapons could be incredibly effective against Valyrian biology. Their immune systems have no defense against compounds that evolved on Earth. "We can create non-lethal gases that will disable their crews without damaging their ships." Admiral Lee Jun-ho coordinated the construction of Earth's first true space navy. We are building ships that combine human and alien technology, fast attack vessels that can strike and disappear, heavy weapons platforms that can engage multiple targets, and stealth ships that are invisible to Valyrian sensors. The alien intelligence reports confirmed what Earth's defenders hoped. HFY Commander Velnash was assembling the largest fleet in Valyrian history, but he was still following the same tactics that had worked for centuries. 2,000 ships in standard battle formation, Admiral Lee Jun-ho reported. They are approaching our solar system exactly as predicted. General Kim Tae-won smiled grimly. Good. They expect to fight the same humans they encountered before. They have no idea what we have become. Captain Yoon Ji-won tested her new fighter squadrons daily. Human pilots had learned to work together in ways that no computer could calculate. We do not follow programming or standard procedures. We adapt and improvise. Every battle teaches us something new. Engineer Park Hyun-woo finished installing the last of Earth's orbital defense platforms. Hidden weapon stations throughout the solar system, each one equipped with multiple types of weapons. The aliens will face attacks they cannot predict from, positions they cannot detect. Dr. Choi Min-ji supervised the production of millions of specialized rounds, every bullet designed for maximum effectiveness against Valyrian technology. We have ammunition types they have never seen and cannot defend against. Commander Nam Si-won prepared his submarine forces for the largest naval operation in human history. Underwater missile launches from positions across the globe. The aliens still believe all attacks come from space. Dr. Bae Yoon-ji prepared her cyber warfare programs for full deployment. Computer viruses that will spread through their entire fleet within minutes. Their own communication systems will become weapons against them. As the Valyrian war fleet approached the edge of the solar system, Earth's defenders made final preparations. This would not be a simple defense like the first battle. This would be total war between two completely different ways of fighting. High Commander Velnash studied his fleet with satisfaction. 2,000 ships in perfect formation. Enough firepower to destroy entire planets. These humans defeated one small correction fleet through luck and primitive tactics. They will find that overwhelming force cannot be defeated by tricks. But on Earth, humanity prepared to show the galaxy what happened when someone underestimated the most adaptable species in the universe. Dr. Kang Min-ho watched the approaching alien fleet on his monitoring screens. They are coming to conquer what they think is still a primitive world. They have no idea they are about to face the entire human species united in war. The aliens expected to find the same planet they had dismissed months ago. Instead, they were about to discover that humanity's greatest strength was not their technology or their weapons. It was their ability to learn, adapt, and fight in ways that no enemy could predict or counter. The real war was about to begin. High Commander Velnash stood on the bridge of his massive flagship, surrounded by the largest fleet in Valyrian history. 2,000 warships stretched across space in perfect formation. Each ship bristled with advanced energy weapons and was protected by shields that had never been penetrated by any known technology. Begin the final approach to the human world, he commanded. Maintain battle formation. Show these primitives the true power of the Valyrian Empire. Behind him, his officers monitored communications from across the fleet. Every ship reported ready for battle. Every weapon system was charged and prepared. This would be the largest military operation the galaxy had ever seen. Sir, we are receiving a transmission from Commander Thakmor's ship, the communications officer reported. Thakmor appeared on the main screen, his face showing the scars from his previous defeat. High Commander, I must warn you about human capabilities. They fight unlike any species we have encountered. Velnash dismissed the warning with a wave of his hand. You were defeated because you underestimated them. 2,000 ships cannot be stopped by primitive weapons. Sir, their weapons are not primitive. They use kinetic projectiles that ignore our shields. They employ tactics that confuse our computers, and they can turn our own technology against us. Enough. Velnash cut off the transmission. Your failure will not be repeated. On Earth, Admiral Lee Junho coordinated the planet's defense from his command center deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. Around him, screens showed the positions of human forces throughout the solar system. "All units report ready," he announced to his staff. "The aliens are approaching in standard formation exactly as predicted." General Kim Tae-won monitored the massive railgun batteries hidden across Earth's surface. "Surface weapons are charged and targeting solutions are locked. We can hit any ship in their fleet." Captain Yoon Ji-won checked her fighter squadrons from her command ship orbiting behind the moon. "All pilots are ready, 5,000 fighters in position for coordinated attack." Engineer Park Hyun-woo activated the orbital defense platforms that had been disguised as space debris. "Hidden weapons stations are online. The aliens have no idea we have been preparing for months." Dr. Choi Min-ji supervised the deployment of her newest weapons. Chemical warheads designed to exploit Valyrian biology, EMP devices built from alien crystals, and kinetic rounds that could penetrate any known armor. Commander Nam Saiwon coordinated submarine fleets positioned in every ocean on Earth. Underwater. "Launch platforms are ready. The aliens still cannot detect our submarine-based weapons." Dr. Bae Yoon-ji prepared to launch the most sophisticated cyber warfare attack in human history. "Computer viruses are ready for transmission. Their own communication networks will become our weapons." The battle began when the Valyrian fleet crossed Jupiter's orbit. Admiral Lee Junho gave the order that would change galactic warfare forever. "All units execute Operation Thunderstorm. Show them what humanity has learned." The first wave of attacks came from directions the aliens never expected. Railgun batteries on Earth's surface fired projectiles that accelerated through the planet's gravity well, reaching incredible speeds as they climbed toward the enemy fleet. General Kim Tae-won watched his weapons find their targets. Direct hits on the lead ships. Their shields are not stopping our kinetic rounds. Simultaneously, Commander Nam Si-won's submarine fleets launched missiles from beneath Earth's oceans. The underwater attacks were completely invisible to Valyrian sensors until the missiles reached space. "Submarine-launched weapons are climbing to intercept altitude," he reported. "The aliens have no idea where these attacks are coming from." Captain Yoon Ji-won led her fighter squadrons in the most complex attack pattern ever devised. Instead of approaching in formation, human fighters scattered across space in apparently random directions. "Lightning squadrons are engaging enemy targets," she transmitted. "Their targeting computers cannot track our movement patterns." High Commander Velnash watched in shock as his perfect formation came under attack from every direction. "Where are these weapons coming from?" "Sir, projectile attacks from the planet's surface, missile launches from unknown positions, and small fighters that appear and disappear randomly." "Impossible. Our sensors show only standard human defensive positions." Engineer Park Hyun-woo activated his hidden orbital platforms. Weapons that had been disguised as asteroids and space debris suddenly came online, firing at point-blank range into the alien formation. "Surprise weapon platforms are engaging," he reported. "The aliens are completely surrounded." Dr. Choi Min-ji's chemical weapons found their targets next. Warheads designed specifically to exploit Valyrian biology released compounds that disabled alien crews without damaging their ships. "Chemical warfare is effective," she announced. "Multiple enemy ships are losing life support and crew functionality." Dr. Bae Yoon-ji launched her cyber warfare attack through the electromagnetic interference created by the battle. Computer viruses spread through Valyrian communication networks like wildfire. "Virus deployment is successful," she reported. "Enemy ships are receiving false commands and contradictory orders." The Valyrian fleet, which had seemed invincible minutes before, fell into chaos as human weapons exploited every weakness in their technology and tactics. High Commander Velnash tried to restore order to his fleet, but nothing worked as expected. "All ships maintain formation and return fire." But the formation was already broken. Ships received conflicting orders from infected computers. Kinetic weapons punched through shields that were designed only for energy attacks, and human fighters attacked from angles that made targeting impossible. "Sir, we are losing ships faster than our computers can calculate," his tactical officer reported. "Their weapons are designed specifically to counter our defenses." "Admiral, Lee Junho coordinated the three-dimensional battle from his command center. Human forces attacked from above, below, and from all sides. The rigid Valyrian formation became a liability as their own ships blocked each other's firing solutions. "Continue pressure on all fronts," he ordered. "Do not give them time to adapt." Captain Yoon Ji-won's fighters demonstrated the ultimate difference between human and alien warfare. While Valyrian tactics relied on computer calculations and predictable patterns, human pilots used intuition, creativity, and split-second decision-making. "Their battle computers cannot predict human thinking," she reported. "We change tactics faster than they can respond." General Kim Tae-won's railguns continued their devastating barrage. Each projectile carried enough kinetic energy to punch completely through Valyrian ships, often damaging multiple targets with a single round. Surface. "Batteries are firing continuously," he announced. "Kinetic rounds are penetrating multiple enemy hulls per shot." Commander Nam Si-won's submarines launched wave after wave of missiles from positions the aliens could not detect. Underwater attacks are maintaining constant pressure. Enemy ships cannot locate our launch positions. Engineer Park Hyun-woo watched his orbital platform systematically destroy alien ships. Hidden weapons are firing from point-blank range. The aliens are discovering weapons they never detected. Dr. Choi Min-ji monitored the effectiveness of her chemical weapons. Biological warfare is disabling enemy crews. Multiple ships are drifting, without functional life support. Dr. Bai Yoonji tracked her computer viruses as they spread through the alien fleet. Cyber warfare is causing system failures throughout their formation. Enemy computers are attacking each other. High Commander Vel Nash realized his mighty fleet was being systematically destroyed by weapons and tactics he had never imagined. How are these primitive humans defeating our technology? Commander Thakmore's voice came through the communication system. "Sir, I tried to warn you. These humans do not fight like any other species. They have turned warfare into something we cannot understand." "What do you mean?" "They adapt constantly. They use weapons we cannot defend against. They attack from positions we cannot detect. And they turn our own strengths into weaknesses." Velnash watched another section of his fleet explode under kinetic bombardment. "Order all ships to retreat. Full withdrawal from the human system." But even the retreat became a disaster. Computer viruses had infected navigation systems. Ships that tried to flee received false coordinates. Some vessels collided with others, as corrupted data led them into each other's paths. Admiral Lee Junho monitored the alien retreat. "Continue attacks until they leave our solar system. Make sure they understand the cost of threatening humanity." The battle raged for 6 hours before the surviving Valyrian ships finally escaped beyond Pluto's orbit. Of the 2,000 ships that had entered the solar system, less than 800 remained functional. High Commander Velnash's flagship limped away from Earth with massive damage. Around him, the pride of the Valyrian Empire was scattered and broken. "Prepare a full report for the Empire Council," he ordered. "Tell them that these humans are not a primitive species. They are something far more dangerous." "What should I report about their military capabilities, sir?" Velnash looked at the tactical display showing his ruined fleet. "Tell them that the humans fight like warfare itself given form. They have turned destruction into an art that we cannot match." As the alien survivors fled into deep space, Earth's defenders assessed their victory. The largest fleet. News of the Valyrian Empire's total defeat spread across the galaxy like wildfire. On worlds that had lived under alien domination for centuries, the impossible had happened. A single planet had destroyed the most powerful military force in known space. Dr. Kang Minho stood before the Galactic Council for the first time in human history. The massive chamber contained representatives from hundreds of species, many of whom had never imagined that the primitive humans could defeat their Valyrian overlords. "Honored members of the Council," he began, his voice carrying clearly through the translation systems. "Earth comes before you not as a conquered world, but as a free planet that has proven its right to exist among the stars." The council chamber buzzed with nervous conversations. Species that had submitted to Valyrian rule without resistance now looked at the human delegation with a mixture of fear, and hope. Dr. Park Sola presented the scientific data from both battles. The Valyrian Empire was defeated not through superior technology but through superior thinking. They relied on ancient tactics and rigid doctrine. Humanity adapted and overcame. President Chen addressed the council with quiet authority. Earth seeks peaceful relations with all species, but let it be known throughout the galaxy that humanity will defend itself and any allies with the same determination that destroyed 2 Valyrian fleets. The transformation of Earth's status happened almost overnight. The planet that had been classified as Category 3 pre-industrial was suddenly reclassified as a Category 1 military power. No species in the galaxy had ever made such a dramatic change in classification. Admiral Lee Junho established Earth's first interstellar naval academy. Species from across the galaxy sent observers to study human military tactics. The chaotic, adaptive fighting style that had confused Valyrian computers became the most studied military doctrine in galactic history. "We are teaching other species how to defend themselves," he explained to his staff. "But we are also making sure everyone understands the consequences of threatening Earth or our allies." General Kim Tae-won supervised the construction of defensive installations throughout the solar system. Hidden weapons platforms, kinetic bombardment systems, and cyber warfare centers that could protect Earth from any future threat. "The galaxy now knows we are not primitive," he told his officers, "but they also know we are not aggressive. We fight only when attacked. This makes us the most trusted military power in space." Captain Yoon Ji-won, now promoted to Fleet Admiral, patrolled the trade routes between Earth and its new allies. Her fighters had become legendary throughout the galaxy. Stories spread of human pilots who could defeat any enemy through sheer unpredictability. "Other species fight according to programming," she observed. "Humans fight according to instinct. That difference makes us unbeatable in combat." Engineer Park Hyun-woo led joint technology projects with dozens of alien species. The combination of human creativity and alien science produced innovations that benefited everyone. "We are sharing our knowledge freely," he reported, "but we are also learning from every species we meet. This makes humanity stronger while helping our allies." Dr. Choi Min-ji established weapons research programs that focused on defense rather than conquest. Her designs were studied by every military force in the galaxy, but the secrets of human tactical thinking remained uniquely human. "They can copy our weapons," she explained, "but they cannot copy our ability to adapt and improvise. That is what makes humanity special." Commander Nam Saiwan trained naval forces from multiple worlds in Earth's unique submarine warfare tactics. The concept of launching attacks from beneath the surface of a planet's oceans amazed alien military thinkers. "Most species never considered their oceans as military assets," he noted. "Humans have always used every environment for warfare. This gives us advantages that other species cannot match." Dr. Bai Yunji became the galaxy's leading expert on cyber warfare. Her techniques for turning enemy technology against itself were studied by every intelligence service in space. "Computer systems are only as smart as the people who program them," she explained. "Human programmers think differently than alien programmers. This allows us to find weaknesses that no one else can see." The Valyrian Empire, reduced to a shadow of its former power, served as a permanent reminder of the dangers of underestimating humanity. Former High Commander Velnash, stripped of his rank and exiled, spent his time writing detailed analyses of human military capabilities. His reports became required reading at every military academy in the galaxy. The most quoted passage was his final assessment: "The humans do not simply fight wars. They have become war itself, adapted into living form. Any species that challenges them will face not just superior weapons but superior thinking." The transformation of galactic politics was dramatic. Species that had been enemies for centuries began working together under human protection. The fear of Valyrian conquest had been replaced by the security of human alliance. Dr. Kang Min-ho established the Earth Diplomatic Corps, which mediated conflicts between species throughout the galaxy. "We have proven that problems can be solved without conquest," he explained. "Strength combined with wisdom makes better solutions than force alone." President Chen signed mutual defense treaties with 47 different worlds. Each agreement made it clear that an attack on any ally would be considered an attack on Earth itself. The galaxy has learned that humanity keeps its promises, she stated. We promised to defend ourselves and we did. Now we promise to defend our friends and everyone knows we will keep that promise too. Dr. Park Sola led scientific expeditions that shared human knowledge with alien researchers. The combination of human innovation and alien expertise led to discoveries that advanced every field of science. Knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied, she observed. By helping others advance, we advance ourselves even further. The most remarkable change was in how other species viewed warfare itself. The rigid, predictable combat that had dominated the galaxy for millennia was replaced by flexible, adaptive strategies based on human military philosophy. Military historian Colonel Lim Young-ho documented these changes for future generations. Humanity has not just changed how wars are fought, he wrote. We have changed how species think about conflict, defense, and survival. Years passed, and Earth's reputation continued to grow. The planet that had once been dismissed as insignificant became the center of the galaxy's defensive alliance. Human military advisors were requested by every major power. Fleet Admiral Yoon Ji-won patrolled the peaceful trade routes that connected dozens of worlds. Her ships were a visible reminder that the galaxy's trade was protected by humanity's military might. The aliens who first contacted us thought we were weak because we seemed primitive, she reflected. They never understood that our greatest strength was not our technology but our ability to learn, adapt, and overcome any challenge. In the deepest regions of space, signals reached other galaxies carrying news of humanity's victory. The story spread across the cosmos. A single world had defeated a galactic empire through superior thinking and unbreakable determination. Dr. Bae Yoonji monitored these distant communications from her research station orbiting Saturn. The name human is becoming known throughout the universe, she reported. Every species that hears our story learns the same lesson. What lesson is that? Asked her assistant. That underestimating humanity is the most dangerous mistake any species can make. The galaxy had learned to respect the small blue planet at the edge of the Milky Way. Earth's war machines slept peacefully, but everyone knew they could awaken instantly if threatened. In the final analysis, humanity had achieved something no other species had ever accomplished. They had transformed from unknown primitives to the galaxy's most trusted protectors in less than a single year. The aliens had underestimated humanity's weapons, tactics, and determination. But their greatest mistake had been underestimating the human spirit itself. That spirit, once awakened to the reality of galactic conflict, had proven unstoppable. As Earth's defensive satellites orbited silently through space, their message to the galaxy was clear: peace through strength, cooperation through mutual respect. And for anyone foolish enough to threaten that peace, the fury of humanity's war machines waiting patiently in the darkness of space. The galaxy had learned its lesson well. Humanity was no longer underestimated by anyone.